Hello, everyone. You're listening to Heart Healing Conversations with Dawn and Janna. Every week, we pull back the curtain on the things that weigh us down and explore the tools that lift us up. From vulnerable stories to practical wisdom, we're diving deep into what it means to live wholeheartedly. Let's get started in today's conversation. Hey, Dawn, how are you?
Hi, Janna. I'm good. The week has started out well. I decided to take a little self-care time yesterday and just take the day off and spend some time with my husband, go to the tulip farm, which is a beautiful place to be in the spring. And, I'm always reminding everyone else how important it is to focus on self-care and nurturing ourselves, especially when we're going through some difficult times. But I'm not always the best at practicing it. So I was proud of myself yesterday.
That's a great thing. I'm glad you got to get out and actually enjoy some of nature, too. It's a great way
Yeah,
to get back in touch with yourself.
yeah, exactly. How have you been lately?
Well, we jumped on the road and moved across to the West Coast. Finally got landed here in Oregon again, and we have been spending a few days now getting outside, enjoying the fresh smell of the ocean and the trees, and some sunshine today. So lots of self care as we ground and get used to our new normal.
That is a big change. And, I always remind people that with change, we can be really excited about it, but there's also a loss we experience, right? I mean, you moved your whole home, your children, and we can look at the positive, like what we're grateful for. Like, I'm grateful for this beautiful new home that I have where I'm living. I get to experience the ocean air, but also feel a sadness for what you've lost, those changes. And what I've really been noticing lately is that so many people focus on the gratitude
Mm.
and forget that gratitude doesn't heal the pain, the discomfort.
Yeah, I can see that honestly just in our experience of moving. I was trying to do that myself. And well, okay, let's keep it on the positive side. And while you're back to the ocean, you got the big trees, you can smell the salt air, all the focus on the good things, and no actually thinking through the things that I'm missing or that I will continue to miss from where I just moved. I had family out there and we were comfortable and settled in, a small town and things that we all loved. So there was a lot to bring myself back to kind of reality of, okay, I still need to manage these feelings so that I can truly feel the joy in the gratitude.
Yeah, exactly. And this is a great example. I want everybody to realize if you tend to focus on that positive thinking and the gratitude, it's okay. Like, just remind yourself there's nothing wrong with you. Like, we, as grief recovery specialists that help other people, it happens to us too. We forget sometimes that, yeah, I actually have a little bit of pain underneath this gratitude. And, I think it's important for you and I, Jana, to talk about why we focus on gratitude and why we avoid the pain.
Well, I think right there is one definition we're avoiding. We
Mm.
truly are not wanting to dig down deeper and understand why we're feeling that way. And honestly, we're kind of taught to focus more on just the gratitude, the positivity, because, well, you don't want to bring that negative stuff up again because then all you're doing is you're going to feel worse and have more negative stuff come in. Sometimes I think we forget that it truly is about balance and having both the good and the bad and being able to feel feelings on both sides shows us that we are human and that it's very natural to have both the ups and the downs in that balance.
Mhm. Well, and I think it was Brene Brown that said this, but essentially the message is if you can't go down and live in that pain and heal it, then you can't experience the joy.
Yeah.
Like, you have to experience both. You have to allow that. Otherwise, you're just kind of going through life and it's just like ho hum, like there's no real joy because you're not allowing yourself to feel those deep feelings. And we have to. And I even notice that in my own life sometimes. It's like, well, this is weird. Like, I, I don't really feel like anything's bothering me big, but I also, my heart doesn't feel as open as normal. And usually that's pointing to there's something down there that is bothering me that I haven't really recognized yet and dealt with. And so I think it's really important to allow ourselves to feel those emotions and to take that time to sit, to pause, and look at what's going on underneath.
Yeah, sometimes even just taking that pause again leads to a lot of the negativity. Well, I just don't have time to do this. Like I don't need to feel those negative thoughts or bring all that past stuff back up. Well, obviously, if it truly is still bothering you and sitting on your heart, like it's something that does need to be addressed in some way or form. Like you said, so that you can truly feel the more extreme joy and happiness again. It's kind of
Mhm.
a hard place to be in. I know I've numbed myself many a times, kind of in the, well, I'm not really feeling happy, I'm not really feeling sad, I'm just barely here, and well, it's okay. But after a while, that gets to where it bothers you down too, and just
Mhm.
finding a way to deal with all that deep seated anger or sadness was the only way that I truly had kind of that slingshot back where I could actually feel joy and catch myself going, hey, like I like how this feels. I kind of like
Mhm.
who I'm becoming and how I'm back to myself again. It's the only way that it could truly feel that.
Oh, I totally agree. I remember years of my life thinking, well, geez, I have all these amazing things in my life. I have a good job. I can support myself. I have a home. I have a family. I have a son. All these people that love me, but I couldn't experience joy to the level I wanted to. And it wasn't until I did start looking at the cause of it. The cause was all this pain that I've shoved in the little crevices and corners of my heart, hoping that it would just stay there and not peek out. But it always did, especially when something new came up. And I'd find myself reacting in different circumstances in my life to something because I hadn't healed pain from a different experience. And so, yeah, it's so important to look at those things, and we can't gratitude our way out
Mm-hmm.
of pain.
Right.
I think gratitude is important. I mean, I have a gratitude practice every night when I get in bed. I think about what I'm grateful for,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't do it at the expense of ignoring what's underneath,
Right.
those things that may be causing me pain. And I've done a lot of work, but that doesn't mean that I don't still experience grief or loss, transitions, things that aren't going or didn't go how I had hoped. Because we all have expectations, even though we try not to sometimes, we still do.
Oh yeah.
So, I always caution people with the gratitude. I think it's important to be grateful for what's in our life, but that doesn't um, make up for the pain. Like we
Yeah.
have to deal with that as well. It's really important. And I think there's so much messaging around, let's not talk about the hard things. I mean, I'm sure you can think of many times in your life where you shared something that was on your heart that was causing you pain, and someone had a comment back to you that was trying to get you to look at the things that are still in your life, all the good.
Yep. Honestly, that's almost any time I have said anything. Well, focus on the good, or
Mhm.
oh, don't worry about that. That's old news. Um, I think it's just become such practice, like I said, to completely push away anything bad, negative. We just can't talk about that stuff. We can only talk about the things that are joyful. I don't think anybody is comfortable holding those deep seated you know, painful conversations. And truly, I think we really need to get back to that. It needs
Mhm.
to be okay for us to be honest with each other about our emotions. You know, hey, how are you? Well, I'm having a rough time. Instead of
Mhm.
just putting on that gratitude and that fake smile and, oh, I'm doing great. How are you?
Mhm.
I think we have to get back to being honest and tell people how we truly feel, and then be honest back, like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry you're feeling that way. What can I do to help you?
Mhm. Yeah, I would agree. I think that so many times we get shut down. I mean, three of them I just thought of when you were talking that we often hear is someone loses a pet. Oh, well, you can get another one. Um, a romantic relationship breaks up. Oh, well, just be grateful there's more fish in the sea.
Mm-hmm.
Or lose a child. Well, you have other children, so be grateful for them. You need to focus on them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, those all minimize our grief. And, I've experienced two of those in my own life. And yes, I was grateful that I could find a new partner in the future. I was grateful that, you know, I could have another pet, but that doesn't mean my heart doesn't hurt. And so we need to really think about how we interact with others because we don't want to minimize their pain. And, you know, we can't replace something. You and I have had this conversation. Our children can't replace other children we've lost. Our
Mm-hmm.
pets cannot replace other pets. Our relationships, we can't just have a new one that replaces the old one. That it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, it's like you said, I think one of the biggest things is to just focus on how I am as a human and how I come to you and
Mhm.
offer support to you. If you're brave enough to open up to me and say, I'm having a rough time, or I'm having a rough day, or I just lost my dog, I can be that person that says, oh my gosh, I'm sorry. How can I help you? Or even give them a hug, just anything to show that I truly care about what they're going through. And I think that's a little bit more of what this world needs right now. We're so focused on the instant gratification and our cell phones and running 90 miles a minute trying to get here or there. We've lost that ability to hold those conversations that it doesn't even have to be but a 2-minute conversation of showing that you care. Just being able to show that you care helps so much. And
Mhm.
with feeling again like those rubber band type effects of the negative and the positive and stuff all the time, it really has such a way of wearing down our bodies. That's like I said, with the feeling numb, you just kind of get to that position where you don't even know how to respond or talk to people anymore because you're so afraid that, well, you're not going to listen. You're just going to, minimize my pain, or you're going to overreact and get angry or something with me. It's just, I really think we need, again, showing gratitude. We need to show gratitude that we have safe places and safe people to talk to, and be more of a safe space for anybody willing to take a chance and be open with you.
Mhm. Yeah, I agree. I think it all starts with each of us. I mean, how do we want to show up for others that we love? Yes, it's really hard. It's heartbreaking when those we love are struggling because our natural instinct is we want to fix it.
Yeah.
And oftentimes that's okay, well, we need to say something, and then something comes out of our mouth, and it's like, oh, maybe that wasn't so helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's what I learned earlier in life. This is what I should say. But the thing is oftentimes that individual receiving it, it causes more pain.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like you said, it's really important to say, how can I be there for you? How can I support you? What do you need? Versus coming up with some intellectual statement that may be true, like, oh, you can find another partner. Yes, that's true. But that does nothing to heal our heart.
Mm-hmm.
We don't feel heard. And right now, we don't want a new partner because we still want the old one back, right?
Exactly. Yep.
So until we heal and we process that, we're not ready to step into a new relationship. And even if we were and we tried, we're bringing all that baggage in.
Oh yeah. And we've talked about that in here too, with how we can't bring that old story into our new story and see anything productive out of it.
Right. Yeah, it just doesn't work. It leads us down a path that we've experienced before. I mean, there is a reason that so many individuals that we talk to have the same pattern repeating so many times in their lives.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's happened to all of us in some form. And it's as long as we continue doing the same thing we've been doing, we're going to get the same results. I think that's the definition of insanity,
Yep. I was just gonna say
right?
that actually.
And none of us want that.
Yep.
But most of us weren't taught how to navigate these things. And, I kept thinking of this phrase, and I really don't like this phrase, but I'm going to say it because it keeps coming to my mind is toxic positivity.
Yeah.
Like that's how we've gotten. Like if you look at social media, for the most part, people show you like this great life that they're leading.
Mm-hmm.
But what's really going on, right? What's going on in their home life? What's going on in their work life? What's going on in their extended family? There's always something. And I'm not saying that anybody needs to air all that on social media or with any friend. But I think it's important that we do have people in our life that we feel safe talking about those messy parts of our lives with.
I agree wholeheartedly.
So I just wanted to have this conversation today because so many people focus on the gratitude, but they forget that they're hurting underneath that gratitude. And it's so important to look at that pain and figure out ways that they can take steps forward to heal it so that when they are looking at gratitude, it's coming from a really heartfelt place
Yes.
that I am full of joy. And I am so excited and grateful for all these beautiful things I have in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And while I know that I will experience painful things, because we all do in the future, I also know that I'm willing to step up and look at those emotions and do some healing work around them.
Yeah.
So with that, I want everybody to know that, you're not alone and, you can always reach out to Janna and I for any support. But we want you to remember that you don't need to be that person that walks around and just talks about what you're grateful for. It's okay to talk about those difficult things and to take steps to heal and to find those people who can be supportive for you in life.
Mm-hmm.
So have a wonderful week. We are sending lots of love out to all of you, and we'll be back next week. Take care, friends.
See you later.